Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Amounts paid for goods and services that may be currently tax-deductible, as opposed to capital expenditures. Reduce the estimated value of something. A detriment or sacrifice. At the expense of. Money spent to perform work and usually reimbursed by an employer. He kept a careful record of his expenses at the meeting. The act of spending or disbursing money. Amounts paid for goods and services that may be currently tax-deductible, as opposed to capital expenditures. The act of spending or disbursing money. Amounts paid for goods and services that may be currently tax-deductible, as opposed to capital expenditures. Put down in writing. Of texts, musical compositions, etc. Reduce the estimated value of something. Reduce the estimated value of something. For tax purposes, you can write off the laser printer. Cancel a debt. Concede the loss or worthlessness of something or somebody. Write something fluently, and without hesitation. Be priced at. These shoes cost $100. Value measured by what must be given or done or undergone to obtain something. The cost in human life was enormous. The property of having material worth, often indicated by the amount of money something would bring if sold. He couldn't calculate the cost of the collection. Require to lose, suffer, or sacrifice. This mistake cost him his job. The total spent for goods or services including money and time and labor. Lose in value. The dollar depreciated again. Belittle. Lower the value of something. The Fed depreciated the dollar once again. A damage or loss. The act of damaging something or someone. Feel physical pain. Were you hurting after the accident? Cause emotional anguish or make miserable. A damage or loss. Feelings of mental or physical pain. Any physical damage to the body caused by violence or accident or fracture, etc. Feel pain or be in pain. Hurt the feelings of. She hurt me when she did not include me among her guests. Psychological suffering. Damaged. Used of inanimate objects or their value. Suffering from physical injury, especially that suffered in battle. Ambulances for the hurt men and women. Be the source of pain. Cause damage or affect negatively. Our business was hurt by the new competition. Give trouble or pain to. This exercise will hurt your back. Money paid out. An amount spent. The act of spending money for goods or services. The act of consuming something. The act of spending or disbursing money. Money paid out. An amount spent. Money paid out. An amount spent. Be or do something to a greater degree. The act of spending or disbursing money. Money paid out. An amount spent. The expense of maintaining property, e.g., paying property taxes and utilities and insurance. It does not include depreciation or the cost of financing or income taxes. Ordinary and necessary expenses incurred in a taxpayer's business or trade. Expenses incurred in promoting or evaluating legislation. Many lobbying expenses are deductible by a taxpayer. Amount spent for diagnosis or treatment or prevention of medical problems. The cost of moving your residence from one location to another. An expense, such as depreciation, that is not paid for in cash. The expense of maintaining property, e.g., paying property taxes and utilities and insurance. It does not include depreciation or the cost of financing or income taxes. The expense of maintaining property, e.g., paying property taxes and utilities and insurance. It does not include depreciation or the cost of financing or income taxes. Computer science. The processing time required by a device prior to the execution of a command. The expense of maintaining property, e.g., paying property taxes and utilities and insurance. It does not include depreciation or the cost of financing or income taxes. A transparency for use with an overhead projector. A hard return hitting the tennis ball above your head. Computer science. The disk space required for information that is not data but is used for location and timing. Nautical. The top surface of an enclosed space on a ship. Located or originating from above. An overhead crossing. The cost of personal or family living. Some personal expenses are tax deductible. Ordinary and necessary expenses incurred in a taxpayer's business or trade. Interest paid on loans. Frequently plural, an expense not budgeted or not specified. Not of prime or central importance. Occurring with or following as a consequence. Snags incidental to the changeover in management. Frequently plural, an expense not budgeted or not specified. He requested reimbursement of $7 for incidental expenses. Sometimes followed by to, minor or casual or subordinate in significance or nature or occurring as a chance concomitant or consequence. Incidental expenses. An item that is incidental. Frequently plural, an expense not budgeted or not specified. He requested reimbursement of $7 for incidental expenses. Frequently plural, expenses incurred by an employee in the performance of the job and usually reimbursed by the employer.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.